Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome to Sage Muse. And we are doing readings this week that have to do with the Libra new moon because we love new things and prosperity and abundance and balance. And I might have misspoke last night. I'm not totally sure because I didn't listen to the reading again. About if I said Libra season, I meant Libra new moon because it's interesting. The Libra new moon being at the beginning of Scorpio season can kind of make things a little bit confusing. Wait, my assistant's trying to talk to me right now. So let's get into it. So this is what you're taking with you from Libra season into Scorpio season. So it could have been like this was an energy that maybe you started or something you started doing. And yeah, it feels like, and I will clarify it somewhat. I mean, what I was feeling from it the first time is that you're kind of unburdening yourself with people. Like, maybe things you normally would have kept inside, you are opening up about. Sagittarius, we are oversharers, okay? We definitely are, but we really aren't out there with our feelings, to be quite honest. Like we aren't uh who would be like that? Cancer. You know how Cancer they can't keep a single feeling inside. We're not like that. We typically do not air our feelings. But this does feel like some heart stuff, right? And maybe things that have been on your heart for quite some time, like Treasure Island is a really good card. So I also feel as if Sagittarius may have been speaking in a different way, right? Like and both things can be true. Like you could have been speaking more from the heart or speaking in a more positive, heart-centered way, like about abundance and about, reaching your goals. It just feels very positive and very heartfelt. Uh, but it also has that feeling of a long time in coming with the turtle being here, quite honestly. So, spiritually, the turtle represents wisdom and longevity. Both are energies that we are pretty famous for. Right? So, I mean, you could have just been sharing the things that you've learned, sharing the way things have worked out for you. But with the message being in the bottle, I just kind of feel like, these are things that maybe you kept to yourself. Maybe you didn't share with people. You are sharing things you haven't shared. And sometimes what we know too, we don't necessarily put out there because they tend to be, for Sagittarius, they tend to be things that we've experienced. And so when you let out your experiences, you're also telling people stuff about yourself. And we tend to be one of those signs that keep more to ourselves about us, especially when it comes to, more challenging things that have happened. But it does feel like you're showing up differently. You're letting this out. And maybe even letting people know you in a whole different way. And, that is sharing what you know through what you've experienced over time. Because we are seeing time playing a big part here because the turtle's slow, right? The turtle's slow, and then we have a watch here. So this is definitely lessons you've learned over time. And this may have been like a big lesson you learned last month about opening up. And so, yeah, you're taking that into Scorpio season, which is about rebirth, which is about change and about the deep, right? Scorpio goes deep, and sometimes that's dark because Scorpio always has a relationship with the dark, with the underworld, with death, they're typically one of those signs that, they're constantly dying and being reborn. And that's why you'll find that change is really not that challenging for Scorpio, or even, dark things are not that. I think I did a deep dive on Scorpio once, and the thing that they're most afraid of is being sucked up by the darkness, because that's how, like, they're always dipping a toe, right? They can't help it because it's part of who they are. But yeah, they're on some level, Scorpio is afraid of being sucked in by it, like it totally taking them over. So Scorpio is a very spiritual sign, and also, just FYI, Scorpio can really latch on to Sagittarius. But I never really see this said too often, but I've encountered it in my life. I have attracted a lot of Scorpios. My mother was a Scorpio. And basically because signs like Scorpio, signs that tend to deal with dark things, like Scorpio, like Pisces, they like Sagittarius because of the light, because we constantly move through light. And so it's like, it's a way for them to feel warm, right? Or to feel lighter. And yeah, so that was me being a Sagittarius and getting distracted. So the theme for Scorpio season, October, November, is you're really coming into this place of acceptance. Acceptance. Now, time to go is here. Like, what you need to leave behind, it has to do with your journey. And maybe there's no standing still here for you. So, you're understanding what the universe is bringing you in terms of, I have to move on from this. I have to leave this. I have to go towards this. So it may feel a lot about traveling to you, but, past traveling, not necessarily going on a trip. Although we did see that recently, right? So what's at the bottom here, Sag? The moon. Oh. The Six of Cups, the Tower, and the Ace of Cups. With the Three of Pentacles. If I could tell you how beautiful an energy this is, now you might not think so because the moon showing up first, but the moon is looking towards the past. Now, whatever confusion or emotions have been clouding things for you in terms of the past, you're letting that go. That's coming undone, because the Tower is a change in direction. The Tower is that, it's usually that abrupt storm that happens that wipes something away, right? And maybe this is just for you because it's leading you towards the Ace of Cups, taking better care of yourself, being there more for yourself, and something like your heart chakra, or your heart in general, opening up to possibility, right? So you're leaving something behind from the past. And that can be all kinds of things. That can be a way of thinking. That can be, I was really feeling when I looked at it, my first intuition here is that it's almost like something dark that has been looming in the past. You're leaving that behind. The way you thought about something in the past is being left behind. And I don't know if this is with people. We'll find out. But we are seeing the Three of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. So that's definitely moving into an energy where we work together. Definitely we work together. Okay, with both of those cards. We're making things good. Things are looking good. Things are feeling good. You know, we're moving into a new cycle that is happy, and we're celebrating, and yeah, I love it, Sag. I love it. So let's see. I know. If this is your first time here, things get a little weird and we laugh a lot because that's life, right? I just got the chill too because I feel like spirit really supports that thinking. So let's see how the new moon is going to affect Sagittarius. I have one card for the new moon energy. How will this... Okay. Queen of Wands? What? So this new moon is going to be really good for you. It's going to bring in more confidence. It's going to have you maybe even getting out there and doing more things, because we saw that yesterday too. But definitely feeling good about things, and feeling positive about things. Love it. Why? Why the Queen of Wands? What's crossing that? And what's crossing means, you know, what's affecting that, what's influencing that. The Hierophant, the Four of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. Interesting. Maybe you really learned something important about holding back. Because it could be that you've done that because of money, but you know, the Two of Pentacles is always also about that work-life balance. So you've definitely learned about, you know, being committed to things doesn't necessarily mean 100%, all right? It's like you don't just put 100% into one thing. So you can spread it out. And I feel like that may be what you're learning and what you're stepping into as the Queen of Wands. That it's okay for you to go out and have fun, to have a personal life and a professional life. Maybe you've been pouring it all into work. Because Sagittarius does do that. People don't talk about that, but when we work hard, like, and we will work incessantly, we will work 24 hours to get what we want. But, you know, we also have this way about us of putting too much in. And so that may have left you feeling, you know, really Two of Pentacles, like, I just can't, I'm too busy, there's too much on my plate, I can't get control of this. And so it does feel as if no matter what the situation is, you deserve to have all of those things in your life, personal and professional. Love it. Love it. So what does Sag need to focus on? Seven of Cups. Oh, interesting. What does Sag need to focus on? Why the Seven of Cups? It's about choices for you, Sagittarius. It's about options. And And we're just seeing more of this energy. And I don't like to constantly drill this into Sagittarius about overworking and getting rest. But, with the Seven of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles being here, like maybe things are good, right? Because the Nine of Pentacles, we could be spending money too. So you could really be needing, and that might be another way that you achieve balance. Like maybe you can't spend as much money. We like to buy things. We really like to spend money. And with the Seven of Cups, it just feels like you may need to make a plan that keeps your finances good, right? Yeah, but also be honest with yourself about what you can do, because with the Nine of Pentacles, we want to be grateful for what we have, right? It doesn't necessarily mean more. And I do feel like you're being pulled towards more balance in your life. And that might mean, hey, I got to get real about what I do have and what I can do, and that I need more in my life. Because I just can't. Why am I working all the time? Am I working all the time because I really have to, or is it so that I can facilitate some kind of lifestyle that I could manage with good planning? And that's no judgment, Sagittarius. But you're being called to make decisions with your resources in mind, and with gratitude towards your resources, towards what you have. So, and on some level, you have to get real. Like maybe in order to, maybe what would be very grounding for me and really good for me is not to work 60 hours a week. So how can I not work 60 hours a week and get more time for myself? Well, maybe I need to be more realistic about my bills, about what I have, about what I can do. Interesting. What does Sag need to let go of? Two of Swords. Why is it Two of Swords? I mean, King of Wands sideways. There may be something, a direction that you have been thinking about going in, but you've been too much on the fence about it, too iffy about it. And the reason it may be coming up is you may have been that way for too long, right? It's okay to not know what you want, but if it's stopping you from doing something or going after something, it's time. I would say you're being told, Sag, no more willy-nilly. Like, what is the vision? What is the vision? It's a needing to go the whole way on something, to stop kind of being on the fence. So tell me more about this. Five of Wands. Yeah, we saw this yesterday. Five of Wands and the Six of Swords. There is a move for yourself that you're wanting to make, or that you've had an inkling to make. It's also unclear to me whether you're on the fence because of other people. Like Five of Wands. Like, is it other people's opinions or what other people would think? Or it has something to do with other people that has really slowed you down here and kind of made you question it, probably. And that's accounting for the Two of Swords. And I would guess that it's time for you to take them out of the picture, to make up your mind without the Five of Wands energy. I have one more. Okay. Yeah, King of Swords, make a decision. Make a decision. What makes sense to you, Sag? What makes sense? So, and only to you, like, take the time to look at where this would lead you down the road, not what other people want. Okay? Okay. And so you definitely, it does feel here like other people might be affecting this decision too much. And so maybe you need to pull yourself back from other people for sure. What is Sag making room for? 5 of Cups. Interesting. What is Sag making room for? Ooh. Wowza. Okay, so you may be in the process of, it could be some things coming up when it comes to grief. Okay, when it comes to letting go, 5 of Cups. Specifically feelings, for sure. Something maybe you hadn't wanted to talk about, something that hurt you, that caused you pain, and it's time for you to talk about it. And I feel like if this is with another person, it's definitely time for both of you to talk about it, because it feels like with the 3 of Swords, there's my pain, your pain, and my truth, your truth, the actual truth. We're both hurting, and we both hurt about it from a different angle. But here's what's really important, because that 3rd sword is like the healing point. And we need to take that out. You know, we need to take that out. So you're making room for that. You may be like fully letting go of a lot of things. And that has something to do with the way you're speaking. And speaking up about the things that hurt, the things that are hard. Wow. Okay. So what will help Sagittarius? The Knight of Wands. Oh my gosh, Sag. And the 3 of Pentacles. Like we saw this in a previous reading where you're really needing to get back in touch with your inner Knight of Wands, which all Sagittarius has. The fun side of us, the adventure side of us, the come on, let's go, the, you know, where you felt passionate about things. And not only that, is you're being called to like share it with others. So you're supposed to have these times with other people, right? And allow other people to help you in that regard. And I do feel like, you know, there might be a lot here for you, Sag, about talking about your feelings. You know, particularly when it comes to being let down. And because you may really be working out some things with people that have been painful, that you've held on to. Especially, I'm not saying grudges, but, you know, we all kind of will hold on to things that hurt us because we just don't want to say it. And it feels like this is leading towards better things for you. And life could be turning more fun for Sag. You know, being spontaneous is not the same as being impulsive. Like, and I don't feel like you're being impulsive in a negative way, which is sometimes really confusing for us. You know, we can think that they're the same thing. And, you know, so we'll do things like we won't be impulsive because we are told constantly, beat down with, that it's hurting us, that we're self-sabotaging. That's not this. Because sometimes when we do that, we lose the fun part of ourselves. And so I feel like there are other people that may really be drawing that back out of you. And let it happen. 10 of Wands on the bottom, the Hermit. the King of Pentacles, and the Eight of Wands, like with the Knight of Cups. That's definitely happening. So there's people saying, you know, come on, Sag, come on, Sag. And you're here saying, but I have responsibilities. I got things to do. I can't be that person anymore. You can. You actually can, Sag. You know? And I think, too, on some level, Sagittarius has carried it by themselves for so long that it gets really hard to let people in, let people help us. Like even if it comes down to, you know, well, what is it you have to do? I'll do this for you so we can go. So think about it. So let's see what you don't know, Sag. What do the records want to tell Sagittarius? Sorry if I rambled on too much. I just get so excited about healing. Okay. What don't we know? What don't we know that we need to know? You're being asked to make a tough decision that you've been putting off because of fear, which is understandable. But you do have the strength and bravery to make this decision, and you will feel so much lighter when you do. I feel like this is a whole lot of just do it. Just do it, Sag. So I have high hopes for this new moon, and I hope you do too. Till next time, toodles.